KB experiment.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to the KB experiment. And this is Mr. KB, your host, King Borris. Just call me King, call me Borris, whatever you like. I answer to all of it. You can be anywhere, but you're here, and I appreciate the fact that you're listening, and I appreciate you. So let's get this going. This is episode 1, and really just the intro episode where I want to just dive into what I'm doing and why. So the song that you heard just a minute ago, the intro song, is there's a theme behind it. So he's talking about running, and he is Brando. It's Brando on Instagram. That's where we met. He's an artist here in Houston that I met up with and did my best and am doing my best to support, because I love his brand. I love his music. To me, it's amazing. So I asked him to help me out with this project, and he did. So I was listening to one of his songs, and he was talking about running, and there's a whole theme behind it on his song. But I don't know, I fell in love with it, and I said that's the one that I want. So basically, the whole point of that theme for this podcast is it goes two ways. So you've heard people say, he runs with the wrong crowd, he runs with the good crowd, or something seems to be working, so you run with it. For example, a lot of you guys know me from Instagram. I've become popular, and I've used it to my advantage in many different ways. I ran with it, if you want to say that. And that's the whole point. I want to make a podcast that talks about success, and not the Brad Pitt type of success, Jay-Z type of success, because they're amazing, yes, but how often do you find people that hit that peak of success? It's very, very limited compared to the populace of the planet. You don't have that many people percentage wise. So the type of success I want to talk about is more of a everyday success. So everybody has their struggles. Everybody has the things that hold them back, and the reasons that they can't overcome certain obstacles, or whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of people who have. And success means something to everybody, and it's different. But we can all agree that success means getting to somewhere you want it to be. So there are rules to success. There's a formula to success, and a lot of people have attained that type of success. So I just want to talk about it. How did you get where you are? What barriers did you have to jump over, cross, fall off of? What was your process to get where you're going? And hopefully this experiment, because it's called the KB experiment, can open up a window for a lot of people on a basic level. Like me, I'm just a regular old Joe, and it would be nice if I can provide something to others in a positive way. So this podcast is happening. We'll have people talk about their success, so you can realize that success is possible. Getting out of these ruts that you're in is possible. Just because you're not doing well doesn't mean you can't do well. You will. You can. And hopefully I can show you how. My guests can show you how. I've always talked about conversations and, life being a big puzzle. And as you move through life, you will have pieces of that puzzle that's called life. And those pieces come from a lot of different places. So hopefully I can gather enough information and knowledge and share it with everyone that's listening. And hopefully that we can find a few pieces to your puzzle to, just help you complete that, make that life complete just a little more, even if it's baby steps. We all have to walk one step at a time. That's just the way it works. We know that theory. And I guess I just want to implement it in one way or another. All right, so I get people from time to time asking me how I record my podcast. And I tell them it's simple. I do it on my phone, and I have a plug-in speaker All I need is a quiet space and my phone. And it's free. They have all kinds of tools to help you do it, to edit, to cut, to ad-lib, whatever it is that you want. And once it's ready and you upload, Anchor has you all set up where you post it or upload the audio once or the episode, and it'll distribute it across other platforms like Spotify or podcasts or Apple Podcasts. And I mean, it does it all for you, which is pretty neat because sitting there trying to upload stuff forever takes forever. And you can make some money. So there's sponsorships, no minimum listenership. I mean, it's pretty darn easy. It's everything you need to make a podcast in your pocket. So go download the free Anchor app and go hit anchor.fm and get your podcast started. So I started on Instagram and literally not even with the notion or the expectation to grow the way I've grown. I think at this moment I'm at about 350,000 followers. And it's been pretty impressive what I've been able to do with those numbers and the type of respect that people give me and just the people that I've talked to that I work with. I just never saw it coming. But as it evolved and as I saw these little things popping up here and there that pretty much told me, hey, keep going, run with this, run with that idea, just do it. So I did. And to some people it's just a number and it doesn't matter, but to others it's everything. And it's important. It's a business, it's a lifestyle, it's something that works, not for everyone, but I mean, I'm riding this boat and I'm going to hit these waves and just keep going. I'm going to run with it, as I say. Because it's, just the networking that I've been able to accomplish, the people that I've talked to, and I don't even mean like celebrities, even though I do. I've talked to celebrities and baseball players, basketball players, adult film stars, and CEOs of big companies, like just crazy stuff that I'm like, wow, I'm really in this little circle here, and it's all because of Instagram. Not 100%. I mean, once I get on the phone with somebody, I come out and there's a certain way that I handle things, which helps. But the whole point is that door opened because of Instagram, and then I just walk through it, and now I'm here. So hopefully let me take that back. Let me not say hopefully. This will become something big. And I look up to people like Joe Rogan, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Dean Graziosi, Dr. Zano. I mean, there's a whole list of people that I look up to because of the success that they have attained. But a lot of it has to do with language. So if I say I hope's not going to get me where I'm going, but surely will get me where I'm going. So I will make this a successful journey one way or another. So there's no room for failure. If it happens, things happen, but you adjust and you keep going, because you're always going to fall. You're always going to get knocked down. We're going to tell all these stories about that, falling and over and over and over again, and having things happen that you're like, man, my life is over. But at the end of the day, life isn't over until you're dead. So you can always get back up. Even if you don't have legs, you can get a wheelchair and roll yourself wherever you need to go. So pretty much there's no excuses. So I'm just going to dive in and do this, and what happens will happen. Hopefully I can get some big guests like Gary Vee and Grant Cardone and the people that I mentioned at some point, because they're partly some of the reasons that I've gotten where I am. And I'm not rich yet, but I'm doing well. I have a good network, I have a good family, I live in a nice house, I have a good job. So to me, that's successful. I'm maintaining, I'm above water, and I used to be below water. I never thought that I would even be able to function in society as a normal person when I was younger. I mean, so you never know where you're going to end up. Well, you ended up here. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to request feedback. Tell me what you want to hear, who you want me to talk to. Be engaged, because I love to engage back. Talk to me, DM me, tell me I suck. I don't care. Whatever it is that you feel, tell me, because I need to know so I could evolve. We can all evolve together. You're going to get used to this voice and all the funny things that I say and the sense that I won't make. Hopefully my guests will be able to correct me and say, hey man, you're wrong, because I love to be wrong. That means that I'm going to learn something, and I always love to learn. So let's do this together. If one of you guys want to be a guest on the podcast, reach out. I have about just over 20 people right now on my list that I've talked to already that agreed to be on. So I'm going to start working on that. But I just wanted to record something for you guys to listen to be able to subscribe to and put it on your calendars, agendas, whatever the case may be. Because as I start rolling it out, you'll already know how to find me. So if you don't know who what my Instagram is, it's king_Borris. 2 R's. So KING_BORRIS. At some point, I guess I'll make an Instagram for the podcast. I'm not too sure yet. Because the podcast is pretty much me. So I don't see why I would make another page for the podcast. But we'll see. You never know what'll happen. But yeah, so there should be links and things that you can click on in the Anchor app or wherever you're listening to, where you can either communicate with me I have my phone number on my Instagram, so if you want to call me, you can call me. I have Facebook, I got a Twitter, I got a YouTube, but I don't use them as much as I do Instagram. I will also be putting this on YouTube, so there'll be a YouTube version. So I'll record on audio and on video, so that way I'm going to touch every platform. And that's pretty much it. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time and listening to my words and whatever it is I'm saying, because it's pretty incredible. But all right, guys and girls, I appreciate all of your times. Send me some feedback, and I will talk to you soon. Later.